shout out to Farrier Box. We've had Shannon from Farrier Box get involved with us, and that has been great. We get to offer you guys 25% off of your first subscription to the box, and it's a pretty cool deal because it's good stuff. That's the coolest part about it. Each time I get one, I'm like,
yeah, you get something cool
everything in this box.
The cool thing is you could be having say you're shopping online or whatever, and you're like, oh, maybe I want to try that, maybe I want to try that, but you never really want to push through and get it. Well, they're gonna send. You never know. You might get it, you might not, but you're gonna get that item and be like, oh goddamn, they got it for me. Now I get to try it, see if you like it. And most of the times
there's always
so
many options of things. So this month there was a sandbox. Well, and it was a foot finishing box. Well, there's quite a few of them on the market right now. But this is the one that that all the top competitors use. This is the good one. So you aren't screwing around trying to figure out or wasting money on what one's back and forth. She gets advice from top cans. So it's everything in it is sweet and is what people are actually using.
You're not gonna get some hokey pokey equipment.
No, this one came this last box was perfect for this time of year. Welcome everybody to another episode of Forging Brains podcast, and I think we could just say sorry.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, and we're sorry. It's springtime. It's just been crazy busy, and so we've been behind a little bit trying to get episodes out, but we're here. We're still recording episodes and moving on with it. It's also hard to try scheduling stuff this time of year with other farriers to try to do podcasts just because everybody's freaking loaded right now.
Yeah, a lot of people we've asked lately. One's getting ready for his son's graduation, and then, you went gone on a hunting trip. I was on a fishing trip. It's just complicated.
Adds up. Still trying to live life, and we still are super new at this, so we're trying to figure this out, how to keep ahead of it and stuff like that. It's kind of like real life sometimes. Well, it is real life that you're like, we got some episodes in the bank. We're doing all right. And then all of a sudden you're like, man, we burned through those episodes in the bank faster than you think.
Yeah. And you get some shit done, and then you're like, oh, fuck, we got to record some podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, we are rich with episodes. You're like,
yeah,
we're about to be homeless. So we might want to pick it up.
We're about to go to Portland.
Yeah, no joke. How you been, man? You went on a fishing trip? I saw that. How'd that go?
It was fun. It was very fun. We didn't catch as many fish this year as we did the last few years, but it was still a good time. A lot of good sun, a lot of good beers. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it is so easy to get you start, especially on a boat, you're drinking the beers pretty fast because you don't want to spill your beer and you're doing things.
Well, a lot of times you're anchored off, but the weather was so nice this year compared to years in prior. We'll have one nice day, and then it'll be it's still early, so it's still May, right? So it's still fucking. This year was 80 degrees, so you're like, oh, it's summertime.
Pounding beers, just sitting in a boat.
Yeah, and years prior, we're always bundled up in our sweatshirts and jeans and stuff, and this year we're shorts and tank tops and trying not to get sunburned.
Oh, you got sunburned though, huh?
I did 2 weeks before that, dude, and I was so sunburned, I'd go out to the forge and make shoes. It was a week after I got sunburned, and my arms would blister up all the way up from getting close to the fire, dude. It was so bad. It was a Friday, so it was literally a week after. I'd get near to the forge, and all of a sudden my arms would start itching, so I'd itch them, and then they'd feel wet, sweat, and I was like, what the fuck? That's weird. And they'd be these little blisters, all the way up my arms, all the way to my shoulders.
I
did it 2 days in a row. Huh?
I forget, not what I forget what it's called, but that's a degree of burn. You know what I mean?
I actually thought it was second-degree burn.
Yes, I'm saying when it's blistering like that, I think it is. I forget which one it is, but it
was gnarly
towards the serious side.
It was crazy because it was a whole week later that I was getting next to the fire, and it was blistering up. And literally, it was my whole arms all the way up to my shoulders, dude. It was nuts.
Oh man.
And my arms are still kind of peeling from it. And I made sure I bought like some 50 SPF for the trip, and I was like, I am not burning myself and like fucking up this trip.
You were caked up.
Oh yeah, spraying. Oh, we even
But
pranked. We were kind of like pranking one of the guys. It was his first trip with us, and one of the guys, his wife does the get up on stage like body fitness stuff, and she uses like the spray tan, to like they
yeah.
gotta look dark on there. And we grabbed a bottle of that, and we kept telling Sam, we're like, dude, you're looking burnt. You're looking burnt. We were just spraying this bronzer, just caking him, making him look black. brown.
It
Like
just keeps getting worse.
you're like, dude, you're burning. We got to spray you. And we just like bronze him down. And he didn't even know what was happening.
Poor
Oh, it was
guy.
good. It was good.
Dude, but you wear shorts like pretty often just working though, don't you?
I actually I go get in the shower and my legs are like tan. Like I got like shower tan or like a leg tan. It's weird. It's early. It's only May.
That's not common for horseshoers.
No.
Like whatsoever, dude. My legs are like a ghost.
Yeah, I wear short. I'll be wearing shorts probably till September now.
And I saw the other day you posted like a video and you were wearing shorts shoeing.
Oh yeah, I shoeing shorts pretty much now that it's hot all the way till fall time when it starts cooling down. You gotta wear jeans.
No way.
Oh yeah, man, no better way.
I
I mean, if it's raining, I'll put some pants on, but it's not gonna really rain much.
No.
Sketches you out?
Not. Yeah, it sketches me out, dude. I just feel exposed.
I don't know. I mean,
I won't do anything somewhat work related in shorts.
no shit. Yeah.
No, at all. As most as I get, as wild as I get in shorts, and if I'm wearing shorts, I'm not gonna wear shoes. I'm wearing sandals.
Going to the creek.
Yeah, but like camping, I'll cut fire with a chainsaw and stuff in my shorts and sandals. I don't give a fuck about that.
But not shoeing.
Fuck no. No, shoeing, man.
See,
I would feel so weird just showing up and walking out of my truck in shorts. Like, here I am, shorts.
But
and
I feel
all.
that way, like
Look
seeing
at my
guys in
hairy
tennis
legs.
shoes. Like you see guys shoe horses in tennis shoes, and I'm like,
Oh, I'll
fuck.
do that.
I feel
I'll
so
shoe
vulnerable that way.
I'll shoe horses in Vans.
Nah, I used to years ago, but I don't know.
I'm fast.
That's what trips me out. Is like I can shoe horses, but I have my boots on still and feel fine.
Oh, see,
But-
like seeing you wear the boots and shorts, you're like, yeah, that fits. I feel like if I walked out wearing shorts and boots, I'm be like, get this guy to the mental hospital. What is he doing out here?
Thing is, you don't know until you try it.
Old Bill forgot his pants.
Ain't no shame. Ain't
And
no
I
shame.
I don't wear normal shorts though either.
Oh, like short ones?
Yeah, you've seen my shorts that I'll wear like in the hotel room. Like Brian thinks
yeah.
I'm naked all the time. I wear like the little short, like the running shorts.
Yeah, no, they got to be like kind of like cargo work type shorts, like Dickies, working man shorts.
Working man shorts.
Working man.
You've been shoeing a shit ton of horses then?
Yeah, I mean, kind of what I've been doing is since I'm having to drive so much more, I've been bundling my days up. So when I'm up there, then I'm working more, but it's leaving me like a day off each week now. So
I was gonna ask you that of how it's been adjusting, like that you gotta drive so much more for your clients. You gotta live in a whole different area now.
yeah, it pretty much gotten used to just taking me 2 hours to get home now.
Really?
Yeah, and it's only a matter of 38 miles.
So it takes you about 2 hours to get to your first client.
No, morning time will be about an hour 15. Way home it'll be 2 hours. Traffic.
But you have a solid 3 hours
Of driving.
driving every day.
I was thinking about it the other day. Fucking Tuesday. I shod 3 horses. Took me 3.5 hours. I shod those 3 horses faster than I drove all day. It's crazy.
Dude.
Thankfully, like 2 of them reset. I only had to put new shoes on 1. But
Yeah, cruise through it.
yeah, it was pretty quick, swift. Everyone behaved, and they were all in one spot. And I spent more time driving that day.
Hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind driving sometimes.
Thankfully, it paid for it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, it's worth it. Or yeah, you wouldn't be going. But it's still hard. Especially it's hard like because you can't do a whole lot while driving.
No. Podcasts,
You
you
can
know?
listen to them, but it's
Listen to
like for you,
podcasts.
like you couldn't even be like editing
No, there's been some
podcasts or
days.
anything.
Well, dude, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. There was a crash on I-90, and I was headed to my first appointment. It was about like 8:30 in the morning, and there was a crash up there. I literally sat in on 18 from 8:30 to 12:30 is by the time that I got matter of 10 miles. And
Whoa,
dude,
you're
there was
almost
a
out
day
of
I was like,
fuel.
fuck, huh?
You're almost out of fuel, I bet.
Nah, 40-gallon tank, but uh I wish I would have had my computer with me that day cuz I
Yeah,
could have. It was
yeah,
it was fucked. Sat there for 4 hours.
dude. When I was an apprentice and I was riding with Scott Norgard. Norgard lived like a little over 2 hours, like good, like in traffic free driving. He lived on the other side of Portland, almost to Washington
Shit.
from me, and I'd go up there just to practice with him and stuff because he's the only guy that was like good at making shoes and stuff. So I'd go practice with him.
Mhm.
And one time driving home, there was a big wreck in Portland, like at 5 o'clock, which like traffic is like already
Already
a
bad.
standstill there, anyways. And I almost ran out of fuel.
Really?
Dude, I drove that green V10.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that
gas
Dodge?
guzzler.
Dude, it was just sitting there, and like I was turning it off every time we'd stop
Oh,
again, like because I was so like I only had like a half a tank in it, and like we sat
and it
there,
sucked it half a tank.
dude. We were there for like literally 5 or 6 hours,
Oh
and
shit.
it was just like in such a horrible spot that like there was no exits for quite a while.
Yeah, you're
And
stuck in
all
between.
those exits were all crammed up, so there really wasn't a way to get us
Yeah,
out
that's
of there.
fucked. Yeah.
Dude, it was the worst.
That's like a lose-lose situation. So now you run out of gas and you're in the middle lane. So there's already a wreck ahead of you. Now you got some
That's
guy
what I
that's
was
ran out of
thinking.
gas. You're
That's
causing a
what I was thinking. I was
double.
like, what do I do? I'm gonna feel like such an asshole just sitting here in the middle. Nothing I can do about it. It's like
You're
until
like, hey
someone
man,
just
you got a
fucking
hose?
puts
We
the
got to
gas.
siphon some gas.
Dude, that was my first thought was like, I'm gonna find a guy with a fuel cell
Oh man,
and
hopefully,
get like hopefully find a guy with a
and
slip
hopefully
tank.
it's not diesel.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, at this point, put anything in this son of a bitch. See how far we can get it. Like,
No
man,
shit.
I was so nervous, but like, thankfully, it got moving like just before, and I was on E when it started really flowing,
Oh really? Yeah,
and
that's usually the way they go.
I got to a freaking gas station. Thankfully, I didn't run out,
I'm
but
always like super kind of. I don't know though. For five and a half, like a half tank, you think you'd be fine. But yeah, if I would,
you would think, but like also dumb kid, like I didn't start thinking about running out till I hit like a quarter, and then I'm like, whoa.
you've
This
been
is a
sitting
reality.
there for fucking 2.5 hours. You're like, surely it's got to start
It
moving
was it
eventually.
was hot. I'm just sitting there with the AC on, hanging out. Then all of a sudden you're like, uh oh,
Uh oh.
I better start getting in conservation mode
You can't
because
necessarily know in that situation. I don't think you know,
I do now. I get now I'm all nervous about it. Before I hit a highway or freeway, I'm like, we gotta fuel up.
dude. Yeah,
We
that's
need
how
some
I am.
we need some extra before we
I
get
hit
going.
quarter tank and I'm like, all right, I gotta get fuel. Like I don't want to run out.
I got bad about it there for a little bit because I just like don't drive my Dodge a bunch. Like during the wintertime especially, a bunch of the clients go to trims.
Oh
And
yeah,
so I'll just drive the Forerunner to
yeah,
go do my trims. I don't know if a lot of people do that, have like two separate rigs for like trim days or shoeing days, but I haul a trailer to shoe out of, and so it's cheaper to just throw a hoof stand in my apron in the Forerunner, go, and it's easier to get around and go bop around like that instead of driving my dually.
yeah.
And like, man, I totally lost where I was going with that. What were we talking about?
Changing rigs to like trim and shoe out of.
Yeah, but before that, we were talking about running out of fuel.
Like it sits there with no fuel in it.
Yeah,
essentially.
okay, sorry. Yeah, so the Dodge, I barely drive it, and so I got in to drive it one day, and it was low on fuel, and I didn't really think much about it. Well, then my water in the fuel light came on,
Oh shit.
and I just been driving it so little and keeping it underneath a half a tank that the tank
Yeah.
had so much dead air in it to cause condensation and everything that it
No
just,
shit.
dude, it had a ton of water in it.
At least it was a plastic tank and not metal and rusting up.
That is very true. I didn't even think about that. No, yeah, it is a plastic tank, but it like I had a ton of water in the fuel system.
That's crazy.
Like when you when you open up your little the fuel filter, you let
Mm-hmm.
it bleed out.
Yep.
It filled up like a whole mason jar,
Of water.
and it was maybe 10% fuel.
Does your Dodge does it have a bleed off valve for water?
Yeah, it's in that filter. It's just like
Oh,
right in the
that's right.
filter
Yeah, it's on the
canister.
bottom. Yeah.
hmm So
Yeah.
you like flip this yellow toggle and let it bleed out. And
Yep.
it was just bad maintenance on my fault that I was keeping it low on fuel because I was like, well, I'm barely driving it, so I
But you
only
also
put.
don't know until you experience it, right?
Yeah, and like
Live and
usually like
learn.
when I'm driving it a bunch, well, I'll do the oil maintenance like a lot, and like I do it at the mileage, not at just time.
Yeah.
And so I hadn't put very many miles on it, but I should have already changed the fuel filter just on time.
Yeah.
So I'll change the fuel filter every time I change the oil filter. And
That's
well, when you
usually.
do that, you bleed it out and you get all the water out of there.
Yep.
So kind of screwed myself. Figured that out a
You
little
live
bit.
and you learn, though. You live
Yeah,
and you learn.
keep her on the full side.
So,
It really is cheaper even when you're broke.
yeah. Something I've actually been thinking about actually is got a friend. He's gonna be selling a van that's already kitted up, and so I'm probably gonna be selling my trailer here in the next few months. So that way I can not have to put so many miles on the truck and just use a different shoeing rig.
Like a little sprinter van.
Yeah. Yep.
That would be pretty cool.
So that's a different route, I guess. I mean, making payments on the truck, but fucking racking so many miles up on it. Why
How
torture
many's
it?
on it right now?
Fuck, I'm almost gonna hit 140 now.
And how old is it?
18, 5 years
40.
old.
5 years old. Yeah, that's about double the average.
I bought it two
That's
and a half, 3 years ago, and I
double.
put 100K on it now. It's crazy.
That is so wild to think.
It's crazy.
It's so easy to do though.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
That's
had my Dodge
going to practices and stuff like that. Just
going.
shoeing every day.
Yeah, if we go somewhere like for the weekend, like we take my truck, if we travel somewhere, or yeah, just racks up quick.
Oh yeah, that's like we bought that Forerunner, and it's the first thing we ever bought new, and so like there's no like delusions to it. Like how many miles are on it are all you,
Yeah,
and that's
just
we got it. We're like, yeah, we probably won't put over 10,000 on it a year. We'll barely drive. It's like, man, we've had it for a little over a year, and it's got 25,000 on it, I think.
you also think like, oh, it's brand new, it's nothing's gonna happen, so we know we're gonna be dialed driving this thing. You know?
I do drive it a lot more than I should. That's the worst is I take it hunting more than I should. So I put like numerous dead things whole in the back of it. I think it was like a week old, and I put a dead bear in the back of that thing.
At least Chelsea's good with it.
Yeah, like you
To
could
a
tell.
degree.
Like we even put her deer in there. Like, and
Yeah.
it was just like a rush. We were just driving around, and I was just dumb, and I didn't bring a tarp.
Oh
And
god.
so like we shoot this deer, and I'm like, well, fuck, where are we gonna put it? It's like I'm like I really don't want to be the dude with the deer on the hood of the
You
car.
do the Tommy boy, yeah.
Like I thought I was like I'm just gonna tie it to the hood of the car. And, like they did that in the back in the day
Oh
all the
yeah.
time.
Station
But like
wagons, man.
but they had way stronger hoods.
True that. True that.
Way stronger. So I was like, I can't do that. I'm gonna put it. I'm like,
Thing will
maybe I'll
buckle
put it.
almost if you put a beer on it now.
Yeah. And then I was like, maybe I'll put it on the roof. And then it's like the roof was the same thing. There was like barely any roof rack there. It's like I'm gonna dent the shit out of the roof too. So it's
Yeah.
like we just ended up pulling out like jackets and backpacks and game bags and just
You can watch them.
laid them all down in the back and just tucked her in there, or him in
I
there.
Speaking of, actually, I didn't hear about your bear hunt yet. I was kind of waiting to do this to hear about it.
Dude, that was the craziest hunting trip.
And where did you go again?
Well, so this is the thing about hunters, Gavin. We don't like to tell people where we're going because then we don't. Then people will be there when we go. When we
what
go
state?
back, we went to Idaho. I'll tell you that much. We went to Idaho. We went up a river to a very close to a wilderness area. Like that's probably more information I probably should say.
That's
Really,
not very hard to figure out.
it still
But
is. There's a lot of good rivers in Idaho, but.
You did it on a bachelor party, though, didn't you say?
Yeah, so this guy, Austin, I met Austin probably like 5 years ago, I think now, maybe 4 years ago, and is when I first moved to this area that I'm in now, and I had a spring bear tag here, and I was just driving around trying to figure the area out and stuff, and this guy was on the side of the road, and it's funny, you can tell dudes that are a little more serious than other people when they're hunting, like how they're going about it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I drove by this guy, and I was like, man, that guy looks like he's actually hunting. Like, he looks like he's actually knows the area a little bit. And so I backed back up, and I started talking to him. We talked to each other for like 10, 15 minutes, and he's like, well, I'm going to go to this other area over here if you want to go with me. And we hang out. It's like, dude, we've been buddies, hunting buddies ever since then.
That's a good friend, then.
Because it's hard to find somebody. You can't just get along. You also have to have almost the same hunting style.
Yeah.
And the style of hunting that me and him like isn't a hunting style a lot of other people like. It requires work. Like a time we like to like walk in really far, ride our bikes in really far, go to these areas where we're not going to see people and we're going to see a lot of game that's never seen anybody. Like that's we enjoy it. It's a fun thing.
Not a guided kind of deal off the road.
No, yeah, and it's like I hunt off the road too. Still, like with me and Chelsea go, it's a completely different hunt. We're gonna go and glass from the rig and stuff, and try a little more accessible areas. But it's fun every once in a while getting these crazy style hunts out of your system. And so Austin just likes that type of deal. And so he's getting married. I'm gonna be in his wedding as one of his groomsmen. And this was his idea for his bachelor party, that we were gonna go on this spring bear hunt.
It's the first time I've ever heard of a bachelor party that was a hunt.
Dude, me too. I heard of a video that anybody else doing it.
How many dudes went on it with you guys?
8.
Yeah, that's a big group to go hunting too. I would think.
Dude, and a bunch of guys that I didn't know.
Oh no shit! You hadn't met most of them?
No, I knew Austin, and one of the other guys going. He's in town here, and he's my taxidermist and my buddy. Like I know Ryan great. And then I'd met Austin's brother one other time. And that was on like a little weekend backpacking trip that we were doing to like check out a new area.
Yeah.
And so it was like I knew them, but then like I didn't know any of the rest of the guys. And
so did you guys just all pile around, all 8 of you going to the same spot, or how'd you guys do that?
We'd split up.
Split up.
Yeah, but it was like already like a little weird dynamics going into it. He's like, you know me, I'm just like, we had like a group text going, and I'm like already kind of talking shit before I met any of these guys. And I'm just like, that's at one time I was like, I better chill out till they meet me, till they like know that I'm actually
figure it out.
Like texting isn't the greatest way to like break people your fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah, especially if you don't use emojis.
Oh, and I don't. I have no idea how. Like, I barely use.
I use the laughing one mostly, but that's usually about it. Or the thumbs up.
The emoji I use the most is the cheers one. The 2 beer mugs going together.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 4 of us got there early, and we just kind of hiked into an area and checked that out. That was like first initial look there. It's like, how the hell are we gonna get to anything here? It was just straight up and down.
It's gnarly.
There is cliffs like everywhere, just like bam, 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 bam. It's like, what are you doing? Like, we split up from each other. It was like me and Ryan was our first time being there, and Ryan has hunted a ton, and we were both just like, what are we doing here? Why why are we even looking across this? Like, how do we get over to the other side?
Got to
It's
walk top to top.
2,000 feet down and then 2,000 feet. That was the no. You would think like there wasn't really connected ridges.
Oh no shit! It would just
You would
drop
think
off.
like, oh, this ridge goes around. You get there and it's like, nope, goodbye.
Yeah, disappears.
Yeah, so you gotta like backtrack, try to find a different way to go there. It was a trip. The first night we heard wolves howling across from the river from us.
Yeah, I remember the first time you came to service. A couple days later, you were like, "Yeah, I saw my first wolf, or almost got killed by a wolf or something."
Dude, and then it's like the second day we're walking down this road, this like old logging road, because we just like hunted a different area till we got near these other guys, met up with the other guys.
That's the other thing I was wondering, because there's no service. So how did you guys know where you guys were, or did you guys have like a coordinated plan to meet up here at this time?
There's this app called Onyx.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know that.
You download everything, so we know where we are
Mm-hmm.
the whole entire time. We have downloaded a map, and then like most of us now have Garmin's, and Garmin has this thing called InReach, and so like
Okay.
I have a handheld GPS just for my dog that I run. So when I'm running my dog, I can see where he is all the time.
Yeah, you showed me that.
And so that has a thing on it that has like Garmin InReach. So like we can message through satellite. We can send text messages back and forth. So like even though I don't
No
have any
shit.
phone service, I'm texting Chelsea the whole entire time.
Oh wow, I did not know you could do that.
And it also on there has an SOS. So like, come save me. I'm
Yeah,
dying. And
decent.
the second day, dude, we're fucking walking down this road, and the two guys already walked past us, and we're like kind of on a ridge, and there's a little grassy meadow off to one side.
Uh huh.
All of a sudden, dude, just like a flash catches out of my eye, and it's just like I've seen a ton of coyotes.
Yeah.
Like I've been very close to them. Like I've trapped coyotes and I've seen a lot. I know what they look like, and I just instantly like that's not a coyote. We've already been seeing wolf tracks going down this road and everything, and they're on the smaller side, but it's like still like definitely not coyote tracks.
Yeah.
And it's just a gray wolf, dude. He jumped up from like 20 yards and trotted out to like 80 yards and just turned broadside.
And
It's
he
just like,
didn't once like look back. Did he look back at you guys?
I bet he turned broadside, like turned sideways and just stared back at me and just like
Yeah.
sitting there looking at me. And then
Never once
over the
tried to
hill.
be like aggressive or nothing like that
No,
though.
I think he was asleep. Like I think like the first guys might have stirred him up a little bit walking by him, and then
Yeah.
when I got right next to him, he was like, "Whoa, what the heck is this?" Like and
Jumped
just
up and
jumped up and started moving away. But he didn't like coyotes will put their head down and spring away, or they'll bounce a little bit, and like this dude just trotted like a heavy German Shepherd, just
damn.
trotted
Have
on
you
over. It was cool.
have you seen wolf shit before? Is it like big like a fucking dog turd, or is it like
Yeah.
coyote shit?
No, it's big. It's still pointy though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
like
kind of
coyote
wondering.
turd, they're kind of pointed up on the end. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like a huge wolf or anything, but it was definitely like right away you're like, that's a wolf.
Yeah, it's not a yodi.
That's really cool. It was instant. I was pumped to see that thing. We don't have them all the way over. Like we have them around here, and I've seen one in my area 2 years ago from like 200 yards away.
Yeah.
But to see one that close was just it was
Kind of got
awesome.
your heart thumping though, I bet, huh?
A little bit, but not really. Like it was like that happened later. Like afterwards, I was like, "Wow, that
Holy shit.
happened." Like
Yeah.
this is really at first you're just like you're so in the moment. You're like, "Okay,
And you think about it, you're like, holy
sweet."
shit, we just saw a wolf.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was, dude. I wanted to see more of them the whole entire time we were there.
Is
But
it?
we,
It's totally illegal to shoot wolves, though, ain't it?
yeah, you could. And that was a bump. Is like I could have got a wolf tag,
Oh, they
but
give out wolf tags?
I could have bought a wolf tag. Yeah, for like I think it was like $40 or something like that.
Oh,
So it
god
wasn't
damn.
even expensive, but it was just like I didn't even think we were gonna see wolves.
Yeah.
I nothing, and like my backpack, my gun was strapped to my backpack. Like it wasn't even somewhat accessible at the moment.
Right.
And my instant thought wasn't like, oh, get this up. My instant thought, I turned to Ryan. I was like, Ryan, hey, look at this. This is a wolf. Like,
Yeah. I thought it was all like protect the wolves. It's highly illegal to shoot them and shit.
no, not in Idaho. In Idaho, I wish I would have known because it was like, well, I did know. I wish I would have been. I would have did it where I would have bought my wolf tag, and you also get a whole become a member of this wolf control organization, and they will give you $1,500 for your dead wolf. You don't even have to give it to them. You just have to show them a confirmation from the
That
Fish
you
and
got
Game
one.
that you killed one, and
No way.
they'll give you $1,500.
So
So
there's that
I could have
many.
made money on the trip.
So there's that many wolves in Idaho then that.
Oh yeah, and they're doing that much harm to the elk and to the deer. So there's this organization that's got a bunch of funding, and so they'll pay you $1,500 for your time.
That's crazy.
And then the next day, we met up with the guys with the boats. These guys
Oh
had
yeah.
these two 24-foot jet boats that
Did they
were
have the
just,
enclosed cabins?
oh yeah, whole things. These
That's
in like the
sick.
big
Yeah, yeah.
center like captain seats with just two sticks. So one
Oh, where he
sticks,
was driving from?
yeah, one
Yeah,
sticks a
those boats are
throttle and one
sick.
sticks the steer.
Yep.
Like you see him on YouTube, right?
Oh yeah. I've seen a
Of
bunch
these,
of them.
that's where we were. We
Those are
went
the.
up this thing. That river is normally at like 8,000 CFMs. It was flowing at 32,000 or something like that when we went
Oh,
up
'cause the
it.
snow melt.
Dude, it was like the boat that I was in is a supercharged LS,
Yeah, I was
and
wondering
that
if he
thing
had two on there or just one.
just one. And
Just
that's
one.
like when we were leaving. Like some of the guys are like, it's kind of a double boat day.
Yeah.
We're leaving two single boats loaded. Like
Yeah.
we got a lot of hunting gear in these things,
That's
and
sick.
it that thing was standing up on the end of the wave, like barely crawling forward through it.
Oh,
I
that
was,
would have been so fun.
dude, it was a blast because like the dude was just a good driver. You know what I mean? The guy is like both of them were good captains, so they like picked their lines going up it,
Yep.
and you could tell like they knew which rapids they could fuck off in,
And they
and
knew
they
they
would
have to be
just send you.
like to get to that point. They gotta be confident in themselves as drivers, but also to know the river if they're gonna even put themselves because like those boats ain't cheap.
A little bit. So one guy was definitely that way. The other guy, I rode up with one guy, and his boat was pristine.
Yeah.
Everything was nice on it. He was very selective of his lines. Like growing up with a crab boat, like you come up on a wave, you don't just keep throttling off the wave. That becomes a ramp.
Yeah.
You get to the top of a wave, you
You
let
gotta
off,
let.
and then you
Mm-hmm.
crawl over the other side. Keep the boat level.
Yeah.
That's how that guy was.
Oh
Right
yeah, yeah,
down
yeah. I
with
see what
the
you're
other
saying.
guy. Whoa.
He's
He
there to
was
party.
Yes. Like he was showing us videos of him on his mini jet boat and stuff going up like snow spanks and slides and stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm riding home with you. This is wild. Like I put that video on my Facebook of like wave just goes over the boat
Yeah.
completely. Like we go through this rapid, and he just puts it right down the middle of it.
That's why I was wondering if they had the enclosed cabins because like I've seen
The whole
videos or
bottom of
whatever.
the whole bottom of the boat's sealed off. So like the whole like hull, bow, motor, and everything like that is all
Mm-hmm.
sealed up, so you stay
Not
buoyant,
getting
so
wet.
you can wash the boat out. And
God, how much? How much did you guys have to pay for the guy to guide you up there on the river and back?
we had no guide.
Or I mean, like pick you up or drop you off?
Those guys were hunting with us.
Oh no, shit! They were their
So
boats.
yeah, we were all they were part of the
Oh
bachelor
fuck!
group.
Oh, that's fucking handy.
Yeah, and like Austin had met these guys through like kind of the same happen chances of doing like met this Derek guy, and Derek knew
And
this
he's just
Warren guy, and they both have sick boats.
oh fuck yeah! I was wondering if you guys had to like pay somebody to drive you up and down there, but that's even better.
No, I'm sure a lot of people saw my picture like this was a guided hunt,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was no guided part about it.
I don't recall seeing the pictures of the boats. That's what I was kind of wondering.
Yeah, yeah, with these guys, it was just their personal boats.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick. I
It,
want one of
it,
them boats.
I want one too, but I think the one boat was like the guy that I rode down with, dude. He had that boat dented up. Like, he
Yeah,
had
he's
big old. He's like,
put
it's
it
been
in the
walk.
rocks.
Oh my god, you could tell when he turned to certain directions, it would kind of just like porpoise along. You're like, oh, this ain't good.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like there. I think he said it was like 120,000 or
That's what I was saying. They're
110.
over
It's like,
100K.
dude, but sick.
Maybe maybe if we
Pretty
get some
pretty
sponsors
sick.
for the podcast, we can start getting our own boats. How
Yeah,
about
but
that?
Hell's Canyon Marine wants to comment to sponsor the podcast. We'll take a
Yeah.
boat.
Give us a boat. We'll pimp you out.
Dude, it was pretty sick though. That's once we got upriver, we got away from all people, and we literally pulled into this first spot to check out for a beach, or like for a camp, and boom, bear right across the river, just like
That
right
quick.
away, right
You guys
away,
didn't
bear.
take it though, did you?
Yep, shot that bear.
Oh, no shit.
And then so like we're sitting there, hey, me and Derek are like hanging out. The guy with the boat, we stay there. The other boat goes upriver to try to find a camp, and two of the guys go up the hill to get the bear.
Yeah.
And like it just already was like this is the wildest hunt I've been on because like while they're up there getting that bear, we're seeing other bears on the hill.
Oh, that quick.
Dude, it is so. We saw like 30 something bears the
Holy
whole
shit.
trip. Thousands of elk.
Yeah.
Like, and so they like got that bear, went and found a camp, hung out that night. Next morning, got another one. Then that next day, I shot and missed at one because my rangefinder was all screwed up. So I shot for the wrong range.
How far away are you like trying to? What's far? I guess for you.
Some of them are pretty far.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the guys are shooting guns that are like, and we're shooting across canyons. So
But we're not using Bill Poor guns.
Not that heavy, but that accurate.
Yeah, not over like the 2 mile or whatever.
No, but it's like like I think the farthest bear shot was at like 800 and something.
Shit, that's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's
Pretty far.
Pretty far. My bear was at 560 that I shot.
Yeah.
And that one, from the time we saw the bear to the time we got back to camp, it was over 9 hours.
Oh, damn.
It took us forever to get to it,
Yep.
to get it broke down, because we were just on this steep hillside, and then to get back out. We got like one path we could follow back out through the cliffs.
Yeah.
To get out of there, and each one of us have 80 something pounds, 90 something pounds on our backs.
So did you guys just kind of plan on like each taking one each day and then like helping a guy out?
A little bit. I mean, you're just trying to go for it, wherever
Yeah.
you can get done. Just keep slamming through it.
And you only allowed one bear or multiple bear?
You could get up to two each.
Up to 2 each. Damn.
Yeah. And it definitely wasn't a lack of opportunity for the other guys not filling their tags.
Oh, okay.
Like we could have gone out of there with 8. We should have gone out of there with 8 bears.
Yeah.
But it's just, and that's like people hear that and thinks it's crazy. It's like, well, also that unit has about 20 bears taken for that season total. We were just in that good of a spot.
Yeah.
And we're doing enough glassing and enough hard hunting that we were seeing that many, and that we could have taken 8. Like,
probably helps that you're able to get in there with a boat versus
huge.
like some people may not have that opportunity and like so far away. Like if the terrain is the way it is, like people aren't able to just easily hike in there.
No, there's a trail along the river that people could hike in there, but it's just far.
Yeah. It's not easy.
Super far. We went so far up with the boat that it's like, and it's still like, I was kind of a little in the delusion. It's like, we're going to get there and it's going to be, we got boats. This is going to be so simple.
Yeah.
But it's like literally we shot that first bear across the river from the boat pretty much. It was like he was on the beach, when he shot it, but it's like, this isn't simple at all. That thing's still 3,000 feet up.
Yeah.
Through the cliffs that we have to go get and then get it back down here to the river. Like, this isn't, nothing about this is easy right now.
I'll never forget this time, like when I was in college. One of my roommates, his dad drew an elk tag in like the Blue Mountains, and So he went up there with his friends, his dad did or whatever, and he shot it, and he has to ride in 9 miles on horses to get to the spot where they're hunting. And then we walked over, like, so this was kind of the next day when he called us to come help him get it out, basically, because he was an older guy and basically us college kids. Dude,
Yeah.
same thing, like over fucking 6 peaks, up, down, up, down. And we finally got to it, and there's still snow on the ground. And, like, that's kind of what's going through my head as you're explaining this. Like, it was miserable.
So it's that thing is called type 2 fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun, but it was like,
Because when
God
you
damn,
look
this is
back, you
work.
don't remember the pain really. You just remember the
No,
fun.
we had a good time.
Exactly. And it depends on who you're with.
Yeah, there were some good friends, and yeah,
Dude, like mine was a 14-mile day, 9 hours,
yep,
and a lot of elevation, and we were laughing the whole entire time.
yeah.
Like it was hilarious.
Something
Just
I kind
cuz
of
like
like.
having a good time.
My favorite thing to do, I guess, I don't. Some people might take it the wrong way, but like when you're out in those kind of conditions, like the way that I cope with it is like I like to bitch and whine of like how miserable it is. Like, fuck, we got another fucking pass to go up. It's gonna suck, but I joke. That's how I joke about it to get over it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just like to bitch and whine about it. Like, but to me, that's what makes it
Oh,
fun
I
and
do the same
funny.
thing. Just back here dying. Don't worry about me.
Exactly.
I'm
Like
dying.
you could be on like your last water bottle, and you're not gonna get any till tomorrow, and be like,
Dude, that was us.
yeah, you're like,
We
fuck. I hope I
we
don't dry.
we split a liter of water at the
Yeah.
bear before we walked 7 miles back. We were like, all
Yeah.
right, I have three Starbursts. This is what we each get.
And then it comes to the 3 hours later.
Dude,
You got one little sip left.
oh, dude. It was like that miserable moment we get. Like we finally got down to the river trail. We're like, all right, we each got one slurp of water left.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we got. Then we got a long, dark walk here.
That's the way I like to make trips fun, I guess. When it
Dude,
gets taxing, mentally
oh,
exhausting.
dude, and that's it. Every like that's what I was saying. Every part of the little trip was just like, okay, we could die now. Like this part we
Yeah.
could probably die on. This part we probably. It's like dude, day 3 when they're going up to get this one bear. Austin, the guy whose bachelor party it is like all of a sudden I get an inReach message and it just says, "Got a pretty good cut going. Get first aid ready."
Oh, no shit.
And I'm like, well, fuck, this ain't good. Like, this ain't good at all. He's
No.
way up on top of this ridge and has to
Yeah.
get all the way back down to the river. And I had thought they were over there skinning the bear, and I was like, probably cut yourself with a knife. That's
Yeah.
usually not good. Like,
No.
'cause usually someone's prying on something, and the knife slips and just went in, and it's
It's a good way
not.
to get infected right there.
Oh yeah, bears have a wonderful thing called trichinosis that you do
Yeah.
not want to mess around with. It is no good. And well, he gets down to camp and like he has a bunch of gauze packed into it and electrical tape, but he had slipped and went to go catch himself on a rock and like or just catch himself with his hand, put his hand down, and this rock had just like a perfect sharp edge and
Cut
just
his
cut
hand.
him, dude, all the way down his wrist. This
Jesus. At
this
least you
cut
didn't
was
get the
probably
main
like,
vein.
dude, you could see it.
Really?
Luckily, the rock was too dull,
Fuck
like it
me.
just tore skin.
It's giving me the heebie-jeebies thinking about that.
It was righteous. Like when he got to camp, is like this is stitch, stitch, stitch worthy. Like very
So
stitch
what'd you guys
worthy.
do about him?
We made him clean it. Told him not to be a bitch. Can't be a bitch in bear camp.
Yeah.
You gotta scrub it out. Like this is the most important part right
Yeah.
now. Is get this motherfucker clean. And
It
so
didn't ever
yeah,
get to the point where you had to like call Lifeline essentially.
no, dude, it turned out amazing. Like so, we
Damn.
made him clean it. Alcohol swabbed it. I'm not really afraid of blood. Either was Ryan. Ryan's a taxidermist. We had some like butterfly sutures, like the little clear steri strips.
Yep.
And so we pulled it together each way so it'd be a nice straight scar. And we got it
Yeah.
all taped together and
'Cause
clean and
chicks dig
nice.
scars.
Dude, it's like some guys get tattoos on their bachelor parties. Austin got a gnarly scar and a bear.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it was a pretty mountain man bachelor party. And I hewed a piece of firewood I like made it a nice little board and made him a splint for the back of his arm.
Oh, I thought
So
you were gonna say you fucking like burned it or something. Like,
well, that at first a couple of the guys like
oh
burn it, and I was like,
fuck,
I'm just telling you, I've tried to burn a lot of horses' feet that I've bled,
and it don't
and
work
it
out
it
good.
never works. It's just blood and burnt, and the horse is
Yeah.
pissed off. Nothing's good about it, and now you have a burn on top of a
Yep.
cut. I don't think we should burn this. Like we should probably not. But
No.
dude, we splinted it and just like kept it taped for a couple days and kept them wiping it off with alcohol pads.
Yeah.
And then we pulled those steri strips off on like day 3 and
Starting to
rebandaged
heal.
it. Dude, it looks man.
Oh, so it happened
Now,
pretty early in the trip then.
very early.
Fuck. That's the last thing you want to.
Dude, he was with us on my bear, like up here in the shits, and like we kept on like, dude, don't come with us. Stay down here. You're gonna fuck your hand up again. You're gonna like
Yeah.
put it down and catch it on that hand. And it's gonna fuck it up. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. So it's like we had this guy like cradling his arm all the way up the hill,
Yeah.
trying to not fuck it up. But dude, it made it worth it. It made it like a little extra story.
Yeah. It's what makes those trips kind of memorable to that point, right?
Yeah. But then you get home and reality sets in and you're fucking behind on all your work. And so that's been this past week. Pretty much just fucking working my dick off, trying to catch back up.
It's the way she goes. So something that I've kind of been wondering about and thinking about lately is since I've been trying to get ready to go to this WCB in Edgewood and kind of curious about like what some listeners would think. Do you think it's easier to like prep for a competition in springtime, wintertime, or summertime? You know, versus like we were in the wintertime trying to get ready for the team competition. You know, the weather's a lot cooler out, so it's easier like after work to go out and bang some shoes out versus like right now we're starting to get into warmer weather, and we've kind of had a shift in weather where, I mean, it's not 100 degrees, but it's going from 45, 50 degrees to 80 degrees. You know, it's twice the temperature. So it's like, it's kind of been the doozy lately, like, you know, trying to get back in the swing of things and prepping for a contest.
I think the springtime, wintertime's nice because it's cool. And so you want to be in the fire.
Yeah.
It's like it's easy to be out in the shop. The hard thing about wintertime is it gets dark so goddamn early. So you're like,
your motivation kind of
it
gets
hits 6
sucked
o'clock
out.
and you're like, man, it's almost bedtime.
Yeah, that's how I get it.
We gotta be having dinner and get inside. It's dark out. So it's hard to like. I have a little bit easier time with that because I'm just kind of a night owl. But it still hits me sometimes where it's like, man, it is dark out. If you have a closed shop, that might be different too because it's just light in the shop either way.
Yep.
But springtime evenings when it starts cooling down.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, like that 8 o'clock mark.
It's perfect. If you got the light to do it.
Yeah, if you don't got lights or anything, that sucks.
It's one thing I got to get set up in my current situation, some lights.
Yeah.
But
no, but it's, man, if you're just out in like, I think the springtime 8 o'clock that's the money time.
yeah, I was kind of
Had dinner, you walk out there with a beer, oh, buddy.
It's been something that's been on my mind quite a bit lately. Is like thinking about like, god dang, it would have been better to maybe pick going to Fort Worth or something, you know, when you're prepping into going into colder weather versus like now we're ramping up towards summer. And, you know, another thing that goes through my mind is like New Mexico is at elevation and it also never fails. I remember like going out to like Edgewood before Chris Madrid's, and after being out there a couple days, by the last day I was getting nosebleeds because of the dry weather.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude,
like,
that's what I was thinking. And it's like, it's either going to be wicked cold or
hot.
wicked hot. Or even worse, the wind is blowing like a witch.
Yeah.
Just rolling through the place. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, you almost need to practice in the heat of the day here.
Yeah, to prep. That's what I've been thinking about. You know, just slugging it out and just suffering through it.
Dude, that heat will wipe a guy out.
Yeah. I'll never forget.
Madison will do that to you.
I'll never forget Kissimmee, Florida, however many years ago. And it was when I was living in Texas. So, like, I'd already been there through the summer. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can take humidity now.
Yeah, I'm a champ.
Oh, dude. And we got to Kissimmee, and, like, holy fuck, that was gnarly. Like, super gnarly. And it wasn't even hot that day.
Dude, I went there to do a clinic, not to kiss to. I don't even know where I was, man. Southern Florida, though, I know that. I was down there with Marcus Wise, TJ Seal areas, and I remember like at home, even in the summertime, you just leave the house with a hoodie on.
In the morning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
wake up
yeah.
in the morning, house kind of cold, you got a hoodie on, you walk outside. It's
Like,
still kind
usually
of
we
cold
got to,
out
like,
there.
turn the heat on in our truck in the morning first thing.
Yeah,
And
like
then
you
it's
take
AC.
your hoodie off in the summer, even in the summertime, when you're like after the first foot, you trim the first foot, and before you top dress it, pop your hoodie
Yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Well, I'm in Florida, and like I got there the night before, so I didn't really know or anything. And then that morning I woke up and I just put on a sweatshirt. His house was AC and everything. And I remember walking out that door and it hitting me like a hammer. Just like,
Oh,
whoa,
dude.
I
It's like a
gotta go.
wall.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go change. Like, this sweatshirt's gotta leave right now and
Yep.
I'm gonna die today. Like,
Gnarly.
I am not ready to be working in this. At home, this is called a river day.
Yeah.
You don't work on these days.
That was like fuck last summer when I came to your house and we were making hammers, and like it was like the hottest day we had all fucking year too.
Dude, we had to
And
stop.
yeah, we would have died.
We stopped midday. We were like, I won't forget Ashley's face. I was like, "Do you guys want to go to the creek?" And she's like already getting up. She's like, "Yeah, let's get out of here. We gotta go."
We could have been doing nothing. You ask her that, and she gets that face. Yeah,
Dude,
it's like asking a dog to go for a ride in a car.
your cameras were stopping nonstop because they were getting too hot.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't. And like even worse,
Oh yeah, your hammer
I have the worst foraging area for a hot shop.
cooks. You could
It
step
has.
out of that little area, and it was like 10 degrees cooler.
Dude, that hammer becomes a freaking radiator. It is
Yeah.
just blowing hot air out of it, and
It
it's
was
just
nice for the
pumping
wintertime, I'd
itself.
reckon, huh?
Love it.
Yeah.
I hate the summer. I'm
It's
so ready for this summer to be over.
it hasn't even started.
Spring hunting season's over. I'm ready for fall. Let's
Yeah.
just kick it right into September. Like,
Well, before too long, it's going to get there.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait
Yeah.
at all.
Yep.
So you got Edgewood coming up. How's practice going for you?
It's going. I've kind of been just trying to, kind of something that I've been trying to take from what we talked about with Carl, actually, was he would just say he'd focus on one shoe a day or whatever that evening. So
Yep.
basically, kind of what I've been doing is just focusing on just building that couple shoes, you know, build a couple of the same ones each night or whatever that I go out there.
It's
But
kind of nice too. That shoe list isn't too crazy.
no, it's not. The only thing I haven't made is the draft hind, but since we just got done making a bunch of those, I was gonna wait till I get
Is it?
together.
It's an ag heel, huh?
Yeah, it's just got a masslet clip, and it's a left hind.
Well, that's kind of nice.
That's kind of what I thought.
Literally.
Yeah, so just gotta.
That is legit for you. Like that works out. At least like for
Yeah,
your practice regimen. Like you'll still have to practice it up, but
yeah, I'm gonna get together with Troy here shortly, so we're gonna
old
make some of
team
those.
guy.
Yeah,
Got a team guy coming over.
yeah, trying to get some 2-man stuff basically done. You know,
Yeah, that's one of the hardest parts about practicing, especially for us that
especially
don't
when
live near people.
he asked me, he said, he's like, "You want to get together? The 2-man class is hard by yourself." It's like, yes, it doesn't make me feel so bad.
Especially him, dude. He'll practice those two
He's
man
young.
classes, dude, and just get to whipping on him. He doesn't even care even a little bit.
Yeah.
I
But
care
dude,
a
I
lot
can't
of
believe
it.
he could still bump 2 inches into a toe in one fucking heat. It's crazy.
Just gets after it.
Fucking crazy.
And he's like tall enough too that he just like can just hang back and just get to
Do it.
cracking it in there.
We're short.
I feel like a midget every time I go to bump. I'm like,
That's what exactly goes through my mind.
He's like, why am I so short? I feel like a T-Rex right now.
Yeah.
Like, what
Got a
is
big
going?
head, little arms.
Oh man, it's like I'm gonna start wearing platform shoes just to kick them off afterwards.
I think about that from time to time, but yeah.
Get some moon shoes. Do you remember those from when we were kids?
Moon shoe? Or were the ones with the lights every time you'd step, or
No, dude,
something
they were
different?
like these big boxes that had bungees in them. They were like trampolines for your shoes that you just like strapped into
No.
these things. You could bounce up and down with them.
No. The
Oh,
only thing
dude,
I
they
can
were a
think of is like
racket.
the Heelys with the wheels in them.
Dude, Heelys, and then there was soaps.
I
Remember,
don't know what soaps are.
Soaps had the slick middle part of your shoes, so you could grind with them.
No. I don't think
Oh,
I'd ever seen them.
oh, the '90s.
I'm also thinking of like the moon boots, the Michael Jackson whatever moon boots. Or
What
Napoleon
was?
Dynamite, what he wore.
Oh, the plastic ones.
Yeah.
Dude, my aunt wore those.
No shit.
She wore them all the time. Like and like even I remember being a kid, like those are the dumbest things I have ever seen.
The
It's like
funny thing
they
is
look
like
like broken ski boots.
they're like the plastic version of Uggs these days or whatever.
Oh,
And
dude,
people fucking still wear them.
I hate Uggs too. Just not kidding.
Yeah. Actually,
They're the worst.
my fucking household moccasins are Uggs, but got those as a gift.
Like boot style.
No, just the moccasins I wear.
They're like a regular moccasin.
Yeah, but that
That's
has happened to
okay.
be Ugg brand.
That's
But
okay.
I
That's
got them as a
different.
gift. I never would have bought them myself. God no,
But if you were
because
walking around with boot Uggs,
oh
we'd
shit,
have to
could you
cancel this.
imagine?
We'd have to cancel this podcast.
Yeah.
It'd have to be over, man. Sorry,
I
we
show
can't
up
be
next
friends
time
today.
wearing Ugg boots and Ugg gloves or something.
We can't be friends anymore. Those
You're like,
your headphones would be the white puffy ones.
yeah, they got Ugg on them. You're like, dude, don't even get out of your truck. Get the fuck out of here.
We're through.
Yeah,
We're getting a podcast divorce.
get out.
This is
Turn
over.
around. I don't care that you just drove 5.5 hours to get down here. Leave.
So I would probably bite you.
Probably.
Like, what the fuck you wearing on your feet? You got rabbits on your feet? I'll kill those
Fuck
for
is
you.
that shit?
Don't worry, I'll get them. I'll save you from whatever the fuck is on your feet.
Well, I think something I think we should do is shout out some of the events and contests that are coming up here.
That's where I was
That
just going, dude. That is mind reader.
I know. First thing off the top of my mind is something that's local to us in the Northwest is the Northwest Invitational that Jake Engler and Jeff Engler are coming up to judge in Deer Park, Washington.
And
Which be
that is the second year of that, right?
yeah, this is the second year, but it's also part of the Triple Crown that Washington or whatever's doing, where they had the
That's
first
right.
one at
So first
Chehalis
one's done.
done.
Who
Yeah,
was
it's
the judge of the first one again? Carl?
Carl.
That's
Yeah,
right.
missed that, and then Jeff and Jake are judging this one, which will be kind of cool.
That
We
is
had
really
Jake
cool.
on here already,
Yep. And last year, I think it was Mark Leisure.
and Brian Nelson.
Yes, Brian Nelson. That's how I
Yep.
was like, I could picture him. For some reason, his name was just slipped me for a second.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
that's a good one. What weekend? Did you already say what weekend that was?
I don't necessarily remember the dates, but it's
I have
June.
them. It is July
Oh,
28th, 29th, and 30th.
yep.
You were so close, Gavin. So
If you
close.
do come to that, make sure you bring a pop-up tent because it is hot there that time of year.
Anything else guys need? Or is it like, is there stations available
You
at
gotta
all?
bring
Or-
stations. Gotta bring a station, and recommended to bring a popped-up tent to give yourself some shade.
That'd be a good one. People won't want to miss that one. While we are on the Jake Engler topic, Jake Engler is also going to be judging a contest for the Indiana Farriers Association mid-October. And so
Yeah, that
looks
should be
like
pretty
it's going to
good.
be a pretty dang good one for them.
Jake's a hot topic this year.
He is. And if you want to know more about Jake and maybe a little bit of insights to him, we did a podcast with him a little while
Yeah,
back.
quite a
So
few months ago. Yep.
yeah, you go back and you could listen to that. Another one that we got coming up, And we just want to do these so people can get the word out. You always hear about people like, oh man, I didn't know about that contest. I didn't know about this one. So it's like, hopefully we can just throw these out here, and somebody might hear this so they didn't see the Facebook post, because Facebook kind of decides what you're gonna see or not see. So
Yeah, and
hopefully
if you're in
everybody
a
will hear
group or
about these
something,
ones.
you might
Yeah,
not be in that group that it gets posted in or whatever.
yeah, and so you just miss a post sometimes. So hopefully someone hears these ones, and you guys can get out and go meet some people. That is the best way to grow as a horseshoer. Is just
Expand your
like
horizon.
you gotta go out and meet some people and go do something. All right, Southern Ferries Association event is free. No fucking
God
reason
damn.
for you not to go. Even if you're a broke ass young horseshoer, free and lunch is provided.
Oh shit, you can't be that.
You can't beat it with a stick.
You
This clinic will
cannot
be
beat that.
presented by Adam Farr. We did a good, again, man,
Dude, that was a
podcast.
good one.
We did
Good
a good
episode.
podcast with Adam Farr. Adam Farr is a good friend, great, great guy, and handy,
Handy.
super handy. He's been on the AFT before. He's been on the WCB team. Man, striker of the year. He's from Arkansas. Maybe you'll get some good advice on how to raise your kids. He's a good dad. So, man, you guys should probably go to that one. And we got Cody's with the Inland. What do we got? TPFA's got an event coming up in
With
August with
Nigel Fennell.
Nigel. That's a dope one.
Wait a second. That's at Jim Poor's shop in Tuscola.
If I was you, if I was in the vicinity, I might go to this one. I'm not even damn close. I might
That's
just have
pretty
to make a
sick.
special trip. At Jim Poor's shop, if Jim
Clinic.
opens his doors, you should go.
Yeah,
If Jim
anytime.
just says you can have coffee here for an hour and then you gotta get the hell out of here, you better be there for the hour, because it
Yeah.
is just a magical place, right?
Dude, and there's going to
And
be, there's going to be a ton of people there too, 'cause it's Texas.
ton of people, and yeah, that's Texas. If you are from an outside of Texas and you've never been to a Texas Association clinic, you might want to travel for this one.
It's worth it.
It's They just says save the dates. I don't know how much it is or anything, but I would go to this one.
I'm guessing you might have to be a member. Oh, there probably is like a non-member price too, I'm guessing.
There might be. I mean, Nigel is one of the best clinicians I've ever been around.
I bet.
He doesn't even speak our language fully. He speaks English. He speaks correctly English, and but he can put it in the best way for you to understand.
Yeah.
I had a tool and folder clinic from Nigel years ago, and I'm still processing it. Like, I'm still pulling information from that. Like, it was so good.
Yeah, you've told me some things about that before. And yeah.
Probably multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
it is, and the one of the and funny enough, I had that little tool and folder clinic at Jim Poor's old shop. So that's something that this clinic has going for it too. Is if you get Jim and Nigel going, like, Jim's gonna feed Nigel, and they're gonna be bringing up some really, really good topics. I think this is. I know I'm going on about this
Which
one
is
more than the rest.
it's helpful for in that clinic situation, right? Because like Jim knows what makes a good clinic, right, and what people are gonna benefit. Because like he's also gonna want to learn himself, but he also might. Somebody in the crowd might be afraid to ask it or shy to ask it, but Jim's gonna go out there and ask that question for you. So like.
Yeah, he'll yell
it's just
going to
get brought up.
Shop.
Yeah.
And
it's going to get brought up.
Just Jim's stories.
Oh, I can't beat him.
They are.
We got a good glimpse of that on a couple episodes ago, too.
Listen to Jim's been on our podcast twice now, and both of them are gold. They are great. All right, and a really big contest coming up that's a good one is the World Clydesdale Show is going to be happening in Ontario. So the World Clydesdale Show, I'm pretty sure, travels all over the world, and they did the last year in Scotland is where the Clydesdale Show was at, and they put a contest on with it. And so, and the Balfours put that one on. I'm pretty sure Jim Balfour is one of the judges for this one too.
Okay.
And I want to say Mark Milster is the other judge.
Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
I think it's Mark Milster and Jim Balfour, the judges. Two outstanding hands. They have
the shoe list looked pretty sick too.
Dope.
Yeah.
Anytime Mark's going to put a shoe on the list, it seems like you better bring the big guns because it's going to be some forging.
There was a double caulking in there, and those caulks were like,
did you not? I think it was a bar shoe that was like made out of 1 inch square.
Big. It was, it's
1 inch
draft shoe.
square.
It was gnarly.
And it was hammer finish in like, sweet.
Yeah.
That is hard to get that much forging into something and not have it look like hammered poop.
Yeah, no shit.
That's a cool one. It's a 4-man team, so you guys got to get them together. It's going to be July 20th through the 23rd. Man, even if you were kind of like bashful about it and you're scared to go. Yeah. Go, get a team together.
That's Ontario, you said, right? So I think that's
Ontario.
Eastern or whatever, Canada.
And I'll throw it out again just as I'll be judging and doing a demo in Ontario at their Ontario Fair Conference in September. I'm pretty sure it's
so that's after
September.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that. I got to finish up the specimens here soon. I got a shoe list made. I'm pretty sure they already have the shoe list somewhat.
Is this the first that it's been announced?
I think they've announced it already on their page, but it's first on here.
Yeah.
And also, we got the Minnesota Ferries Association contest in July 28th and 29th. That's all the information I got for you. I don't know who's doing
That's the same time as the Northwest one. So if you're a Northwest guy, come on up here. Or if you're a Midwest guy, go to that one. Or you could come from the Midwest out to Washington. Either way.
You have no reason not to be swinging a hammer that weekend.
Yep.
So, you should be getting after it. Another thing, a couple people brought up on the thing, but multiple people liked each one, was you guys want to do another shoe trade.
I do have another contest, actually, that got messaged to me.
Do you? Oh,
it's
sweet.
Southwest Ohio Farriers Association, and it actually has Stan Mullen as the judge. And that's August 4th and 5th. And he says, I believe each class is shoe a foot and build a specimen.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Stan Mullen will be the open intermediate division judge, and Tom Gable will be the novice division judge. There will be
cool.
There will be a 3-man class, and it's held at the Miami University Equestrian Center in Oxford, Ohio. There are Airbnbs and hotels available around Oxford for make your stay pleasurable.
That makes it handy.
Airbnbs in towns weird me right the fuck out.
Do they?
Yeah, dude, ghetto-ass towns. I ain't trying to stay in someone... Like, what if they live next door?
Oh, that's like when we dropped Brandon off in Amarillo. We're like, ghetto, 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 nice house, ghetto, ghetto, ghetto. We're like, it's 11 o'clock at night. We're like, dude, are you sure you want us to, like, drop you off here?
In Amarillo. Amarillo, gangster cars around, pit bulls barking, hooked to chains. It's like... We'll let you out if you want. We gotta get out of here. This area is not my type of area. No, I barely feel safe in a hotel.
Thankfully, we had a nice hotel. We had a good one.
Yeah, our hotel was pretty sweet. It had homeless people sleeping on the bench out front, but we're from Oregon. Well,
that could have just been Butch, too. You never know.
Dude, after Butch drank that huge beer.
Yeah.
I forget. It was like an 18-pack or something in a like in a glass.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It came in. It had a pour spout on it.
It did. It was a tower of beer.
Fuck's sake.
The waiter told us at the beginning, he's like, I have to legally bring you more cups just so...
Yeah, you can't just bring them for one person.
Yeah, I can't be for just one guy.
Oh, that's good. Man. Also wanted to shout out the WCB is having the 2023 World Championships at Spruce Meadows this year. The winner will take home a never-before-received purse of 75,000 Canadian dollars. In a total, there is 136,000 Canadian funds up for grabs. That's quite a bit of money to possibly win at a horseshoeing contest. Like, there ain't much out there that you can win like that, but that one will definitely be a pretty tough contest, and yeah, it's going to have some of the best there competing, and you know, there's a good reason for that. So there's that one, and then Also want to shout out for the AFA Cultural Exchange Program. They've got quite a few people going this year, and it's like a multi-step process in order to be selected for that, I guess would be the right term. But yeah, that would be something that I actually debated on doing it in my younger years, kind of when I didn't necessarily have a lot of like obligations and responsibilities. And it's kind of one thing I do regret that I wish I would have done. I have heard from other people that have went on that trip, the exchange program, and they did not regret it. So if you're in a position that you could go do the cultural exchange, like that would be a pretty dang good one to go do. So there is a link on the American Farriers page that you can, American Farriers Association website. There's a link to check that out and find all the details in which you can do it. So, yeah.
That was excellent. So, I don't, if you guys got some ideas for the shoe trade, we'll kind of try to come up with an idea. It seems like it's kind of cool doing ones where there's two divisions almost, like two groups, like a harder shoe and a little bit easier shoe. But it'd be cool to do a shoe that's like in the middle.
If you guys got ideas, just put a post on there and just say the type of shoe and just post it. And maybe we'll do is like whichever one's got the most likes or whatever, then we'll pick that one.
Yeah, we could do another. We'll put up a survey. We'll try to choose some shoes. If you guys got a different idea for different shoes, throw it out there on the survey. It'll come up. Other people can like your ideas and stuff too. We'll just start out with like two simple shoes, like with something like a side bone or something.
Yeah, side bone or
something that everybody could do. Or man, if you got a crazy idea, try to throw it out there, but might not get that many trades.
3/4 fuller bar shoes, whatever, journeyman
bar
shoes.
Shoes can be sweet ones.
Whatever. Just get some people involved, and that seems to be a popular thing that people love to do, actually. Is trade shoes.
Yeah, I really dig. It's one of my favorite things on the podcast, really, is that people like doing it and want to be involved with it.
Yeah.
Pretty dang sweet. That's about all I think we got going on, really. Shout out to Farrier Box. We've had Shannon from Farrier Box get involved with us, and that has been great. We get to offer you guys 25% off of your first subscription to the box, and it's a pretty cool deal, as it's good stuff. That's the coolest part about it. Each time I get one, I'm like,
yeah, you get something cool
in this box.
The cool thing is you could be having say you're shopping online or whatever, and you're like, oh, maybe I want to try that, but you never really want to push through and get it. Well, they're gonna send you never know, you might get it, you might not, but you're gonna get that item and be like, oh goddamn, they got it for me. Now I get to try it, see if you like it, and most of the times they're not gonna.
There's so many options of things. So this month there was a sandbox. And it was like a foot finishing box. Well, there's quite a few of them on the market right now. But this is the one that that all the top competitors use. This is the good one. So you aren't screwing around trying to figure out or wasting money on what one's back and forth. She gets advice from top cans. So it's everything in it is sweet and is what people are actually using.
You're not gonna get some hokey pokey equipment.
No, this one came this last box was perfect for this time of year. It had sweet finishing systems. You make horses look really nice. Came loaded with all the sandpaper that you would need on it in the correct stages, and it came with a little extra magic pad that.
Oh, the Trizac.
Yeah, and so that's kind of been the Trizac's almost even been a little bit of hidden thing that a lot of people don't talk about because it puts that extra finish on those feet.
That's what we missed there at the old contest.
We had no idea about Trizac. It's we've been talking to everybody, and you're still this never came up in conversation. But now you got the Trizac.
Tom did tell me, but I didn't know where to get it from, so that's why I didn't get it.
It's the way it goes. That's definitely not the reason we didn't win.
No, it's definitely not. But it's one of those things you're like, I wish I had it.
Holding us back. But
I wish I had it, though. I wish I would have had it.
Sweet. But then it came with a nice sandbox. Came with some sweet Kevin Bacon's hoof dressing, which is Actually, really nice hoof dressing. Doesn't
Yeah.
make things look greasy. Soaks into the foot really nice. Looks good.
And
And
the
it
good
came.
trick is to put it on the end of your sanding sponge, right?
Yep. You get a worn out sanding sponge, it's getting all chunked up. Put a little bit on there, especially this time of year. You do not. I've had my
Goes
hands
a
slicked
long
up for
way.
that stuff and cut the crap out of my thumb with a hoof knife. So keep it on the sponge. Keep it just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. Like literally, you get a little bit on there, and it'll last for multiple horses.
Mm-hmm.
And then it
Cooler.
had a sweet cooler. Like it fits a 6 pack in it perfectly. A
Yeah.
6 pack and an ice pack.
Of soda.
Road sodies. Of
Six
the
pack
road
of
sodies.
soda.
It was great. And then it had a sweet air freshener because we all smell like ass this time of year.
Yeah.
And it's rechargeable. You could put it's just a little air. You go into a public restroom. They got the little bottle of air spray it on your car air freshener.
Is that
Bam.
how that works?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, fucking A. Decent.
What? Yeah, it's cool. That's what I'm saying. It was a cool, and it came with my favorite candies ever, the fruit Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
That was topper on
Those
the
are
whole
good.
cherry on the whole cake right there.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. Barrier box, 25%. We don't get a kick of it even, but it's cool. You guys get a percentage off, so it's awesome that we can offer you guys a little bit of money savings, and it supports somebody in our industry that's trying to do a cool thing for us. So
Yep.
get involved with it.
Yep. Do it.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you. Sorry that we were a little bit behind, but we're here. We're still here for you.
Busy, but we'll be on it.
Speaking of, everybody else get back to work too. Go get in the shop. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.